Well, this has been a very special day for all of you who live in Riley, Kansas, and one resident in particular. She's closing the books on a nearly 7-decade run as their city treasurer in Riley. We got a special invitation. 13's Carrie Larson really wanted to go to her retirement party late this afternoon. Carrie, being in that position for so long, this woman, the treasurer, really knows a lot about her hometown.
She sure does, Ralph. Mary Jane Oberhelman told me many stories this evening about the progression of her town, her experiences as the treasurer, and some fun stories about her family, too. They were all there tonight to celebrate her 7-decade retirement and wish her an early happy 92nd birthday. In a small Kansas town, you'll find many hardworking people, but anyone you ask in Riley will say Mary Jane Oberhelman has worked hardest, the longest.
Well, retiring of city treasurer, which I have been since 1948. It's been a long, long time coming.
Yeah. Mary Jane moved to Kansas from Nebraska in 1928.
The old Model Ts and all that.
She graduated from Riley High School, then moved out to Kansas City.
During the war, I worked in Kansas City in a defense plant.
By 1945, she was back in Riley, knowing it was where she wanted to stay, and has seen quite the transformation.
Riley isn't like it used to be. It's growing with a new library and a new city building.
As you can see behind me, there's City Hall. That's where Mary Jane kept track of all of Riley's finances, but when she closed the books for the day, she walked just down the block into her home where she worked as a beautician.
The nicest thing was I didn't have to pay for a haircut for about 35 years.
Mary Jane's son Mark says he learned a lot from his parents, but the value of hard work was the best lesson.
When I look back at it now as an adult, it puts perspective on things that people have no perspective on. And 68 years is a lifetime to live, let alone be in one position that long, and she's been in 2. So she's pretty remarkable.
What's even more remarkable is at 91 years old, you can still find Mary Jane with a pair of scissors in her hand.
And she still does hair. She cuts a few people's hair, gives a few permanents.
Which just goes to show hard work is sometimes hard to quit, especially for Mary Jane.
I've been lucky.
And when I asked Mary Jane what she'll do now, she said she will still continue to cut hair once in a while and work on her balance with rehabilitation. And her family says longevity is in their genes, so they're hoping she lives a long and very happy retirement, Ralph.